Alrighty, first league race of the season for WTF Racing. Got a big field tonight, 25 cars gridded and ready to race here tonight. Gonna be a long field, kind of go through it quickly. Do the top 10 and kind of talk about this race. Mitchell and Johnny, row number 1. Row number 2 gonna be Jeremy and Clayton. Gonna have Adam and Christopher, Pilo, and Max, Mike, and Presley, Ted, Anthony, Colin, Joseph, Chris, Austin, Kale, Brady, Chad, and Clay gonna round out the top 20. But more cars than that for this deal. So we're getting lined up and ready to send it here at Daytona. Gonna be fun to watch. First league race of the season for WTF Racing. We're gonna have one fast player this race, 100 laps. Thank you to Empire Gator for sponsoring. Big shout out to Joaquin, kind of his driver development thing. So I'll post his Discord or whatever in the Discord if anybody wants to add him in the description. But all right, big 25 car field tonight at Daytona. Into the restart zone they go. As we see, pace car gonna pull off. Here we go. The WTF Racing truck season starts now. We're green at Daytona. We see out to the lead, it's going to be Jeremy Horn, P number 1. As they go down the back stretch, 2 cars are going to drop out of line. Just playing it smart, but still love front runners. Jeremy's going to kind of get out left to dry. We got 2 teammates on the outside, Johnny and Mitchell, leading it into turn number 1, trying to get that outside line rolling. Clayton gets to the bottom there. Little bit of a checkup from the 16, but first lap is going to be completed. Who's going to lead it? Looks like it's going to be Mitchell in that 94 truck, qualified on the pole. He's going to lead the first lap at Daytona. So that's a point for him. How the points work out: you lead a lap, you get a point. You lead, no matter how many laps you lead, as long as you lead 1 lap, you get 1 point. And then, I believe most laps, you get a few points. And yeah, other than that, that's kind of how it's going to be rolling. But you see this front pack up front, racing pretty hard so far. And then we'll go a little bit deeper into the field. You see the pack that is just trying to survive. A little bit more spread out. Everybody kind of being smart with it. You got all the Everett Motorsport drivers in this pack with Brady, Chad, and Nick. They're all in it. But a few cars just kind of straggling from that first, the big pack. And we're ready. We're racing at Daytona. So definitely fun to watch. Going to be a long one tonight, 100 laps, still on lap 3. So these boys' heart rate has definitely gone up from practice, qualifying, and definitely a fun one. They're fast. You see at the top of the screen who we're kind of looking at and things like that. Changed up with the ticker and got a few different things. Got the track map in the bottom right. So that is cool. As we see Steven Grinnell lapped car. I believe he started in the pit, so he's getting lapped now. But front pack, everybody's single filed out, running that bottom lane. Maybe not. Johnny's going to go to the outside. He's going to get around Mitchell. 2 teammates, so probably a strategy call from them. Maybe one got hot, and Johnny out to the point on lap number 4. Jeremy, will he be cleared? Doesn't look like it, but the 16, he's going to be trying to fight his way on the outside. Christopher Corey in that Ford, fast forward on the outside. 3 Chevys on the bottom, 1 Ford up at the top. No help from that 16. He's going to end up dropping pretty far back. You see Kel McClinney on the outside. He's going to go up there and help the 16 as much as he can, but there's going to be a hole. See if he takes it in front of Clayton, one of his good friends. Those 2 are pretty close, but all in all, seems to be rolling all fine right now. See a lot of the cars at the back just kind of coasting, but long field, big field, long field. Watch this pack coming now. You got a bunch of the Everett Motorsport drivers at the back. They're all just kind of coasting around and driving through it. You got Brady, Chad, and Nick leading it with Josh Maloney on the outside. Going to have him back, one of the OGs. Brandon in that pack. So some of the guys that I'm expecting to see at the end of this deal, they're riding at the back. Two of the best super speedways racers in the league are riding at the back. But as you see, Adam taking the lead. Got a little bit of help from Cale McClinney there in that P number 2, that Gatorade scheme, that white Gatorade scheme. He's got the 16 to Christopher on his back bumper, Christopher Corey. So definitely a fun one to watch. I'm excited to be announcing it. It's going to be an awesome season, but they're all kind of spreading out now. I think everybody's just kind of cruising, but Cale McClinney's going to take the lead on lap 6. See Johnny just going to jump out of line, just trying to maybe get to the back and just kind of save a little bit. But Cale at the point at Daytona. Got Christopher Corey behind him, Jeremy behind him. Now Clayton's going to slot in 4th in that spot. Seems like this front pack is single filed out. Maybe a few of the cars out back hasn't, but a lot of these cars are just trying to hold on to that front pack. Everybody's seeming to be single file. We got a battle for P number 2 on that outside. Jeremy trying to work his way around the outside, but Cale's still leading the point. Got that 20 truck of Colin in the Bengal scheme. He's going to go up there and help out the 81 in that Spider scheme. So two animals you probably wouldn't think of working together. They're going to be working together here. But it's going to be side by side for the lead. 16 on the back bumper of the 07, and 20 is going to try to help Jeremy on that outside. Not going to be close enough though. Ooh, the 16 comes up a little bit. They make contact, him and the 81. Christopher, probably the newest guy to a wheel. Only got his wheel about 2 weeks ago, and they're going to be 3 wide for the lead at Daytona. See the 07 just going to bail out. Smart move by him. And Christopher Corey going to lead that lap on the number 16. Jeremy's still trying to fight it around that outside, but let's go a little bit further in the back now. Got Ted Deckard, one of the guys, hasn't run a race or been with us for a while, but he's back in action. Got Charlie in that very bright paint scheme. That one truck. He has a special reason to be running that truck. And Doug made it for him, and yeah, he lost a bet, to say the least. So he's ended up running that deal. Man of his word, said he was going to run it, and that's definitely what he's doing. So shout out to Charlie for running that scheme after losing the bet. But a little bit deeper in the field, we're going to kind of go back out back. Got Josh leading this little pack with Brady behind him. Chad and Nick still behind them. Richard Pruitt's in this battle. Richard, glad to have him back, one of the original guys. See Mitchell and Johnny, they both come back here to the back. Brandon's back here. A lot of the fast guys a lot of these guys are actually really good at super speedways. So these are some of the guys I'm expecting to see at the end. They're at the back just kind of trying to save. You see these front 5, we can throw in 6, trying to battle for this lead. Christopher still out front leading it. Cale's going to look to his outside. He's going to get to his outside. Who's going to lead it at the line? Looks like it's going to be Christopher. He's going to lead it. But Cale got that run, got that help from the 81 truck. He's going to slot back down in front of him. Let's go ahead and look at that for a minute. Still got that front pack. They're not really doing too much. Ooh, they make contact in the back. Charlie trying to side draft the 10. Monster saved by the 10. Ends up saving that. Let's go back and take a look at that. See the one truck on the outside just comes down to try to side draft. It makes contact. And good save from the 1 and even better save from the 10. Ends up saving it. Keeps rolling. That's a great save for him. He's going to be slow on the bottom though. But Good save by him. Great save by Austin. One of the guys, he ended up winning, or having a chance to win, I believe, one of the host races that we threw up, one of the recruitment races, and stayed out on tires, just wasn't able to get it done. Ended up P3 at Charlotte. But we're going to go on the wall and watch these cars fly by, and we're going to go crank it up. These cars are flying around here. You see the top speeds in the bottom left when it switches over. Truck's going 180, 190. Front field has definitely grouped back up at the start, or for this deal. Kelvin Clinty up 16 spots. Richard Pruitt 19. Richard seems to be the biggest mover. He's up to P number 4. He is the biggest mover at the moment on that lap, at least. But Kel up a bunch of spots from the start. Seems to be working out for him at the moment. But this pack is definitely closed in, coming in closer to the stage. Forgot to mention the stages at the start of this deal. Lap 25 going to be the stage, then lap 50, and then we're going to run her to the end. So that's how we're going to line up the stages. Ooh, Big Bob out of the 16. He's going to get up the track. That's going to leave the 07 kind of far out there with no help. 8 and 81 are going to get a big run off of the corner. And they're going to be clear while the start-finish line, or at least the 8 is. So is the 81. They're both going to try to drop down. 8 drops down, 81 doesn't. And it's side by side once again for the lead. That 13 truck, he's one of the OGs. He's been in here for a long time, at least 2020, so that's been 2 years. And he's out there in that Fanatec WTF Racing truck. Got the nice windshield banner and all that on the outside. But still side by side. Look like a high-speed pace lap. 8 cars side by side for the lead at Daytona. Can't get any better than this. He's going to lead at the line. Little finish practice. Adam ends up leading that lap. But a lot of cars starting to get up to the front. They know that the stage is closing, so they're starting to get pretty aggressive pretty early. And with only one faster pair, me personally, I don't think that's the smartest move. But they look like they have it under control and working out for them. So Adam to the point. He's out front, going to be clear on the 81 on the outside. With the 13 pushing the 81, he gets actually back side by side. Clayton, ooh, 16. Washes up the track a lot right there. Almost got in the left rear of the 13. That could be big. One of these front runners end up causing it. They still got a whole field behind them, so definitely got to be watching that. At the line, looks like maybe Jeremy led that lap? I think Adam did. Adam led that one. Still got a long way to go, though. Caution is out on lap 16. Kind of see what happened on that. Not for sure. Don't know where that was. Looks like the 10. Exiting pit road, maybe? Leaving pit road, just slow. And it throws it. Don't see anybody with the contact. I think it was just the 10 going slow. Kale, Zach are together, but we're coming back to the green for the restart on lap 19 for the restart. So we're coming back to the green. Into the restart zone. Charlie and Max go. Green and underway. Charlie ends up getting clear of his teammate. And Max, Kill, he's going to get clear back behind Max. So everybody's starting to shuffle, try to get to the bottom, and one's going to be turned. Looks like that's a 76 of Josh. Have to go back and look at that, see what happened there. Just don't think he was clear. Saw the 07 in front of him go down, and he just wasn't clear. He started coming down on the 81, and they made contact. That spins him to the inside. Luckily, no yellow for the field, but that definitely costed the 81 decent amount of spots. He's dropping back pretty far. Lost that front pack, and that's kind of done it for his chance at a stage win. But out front, you got Charlie and Max leading them. Got Kale and the 07 behind them on the bottom, and you got the 8 and the 13 on the top of Adam and Clayton trying to fight it around the outside. Pretty hard side drafting now. Lap 21, still got 4 laps to go to the stage. We're not doing stage points or anything like that. These guys are just gonna battle till the yellow. Getting pretty aggressive on the side drafting for kind of no stage points. But they're fighting, and it's on. See, field's kind of grouping up. See a lot of things kind of happen, bailed out. Few cars got out front there. And Charlie ends up getting dusted. Let's go back and actually see how he lost that much momentum. Don't really know. Oh, he got loose. Ended up, looks like the 6. Yeah, his teammate got into his left rear. And Charlie saved it once again. And he's all good, though. He's going to lose a bunch of spots with that damage. But back up front. Adam out front, Clayton behind him, Max in the 6. Kel McClinney, P4. He's been up front a lot of this race. Not one of the guys you think of when you come to a super speedway, but he's getting it done. You got Clayton going around the outside of Adam for the lead now. Max is going to go with him. Kel's going to stay to the bottom. And they're all 8 cars under a blanket once again, side by side. Come back to the line. Looks like Clayton's going to end up leading this one. Yes, he will. Lap 23. 2 laps to go till the stage. It's the 07 not being too aggressive, but pushing the 8. And they're definitely... Max was all over the back bumper to the 13. That's able to get at least Clayton clear for now. See the 81 switches lanes. He gets down. He gets down. 13 thinks about going. They're going to be 3 wide down the back stretch for second. 6 thinks better of it. He's going to drop back in behind Clayton. Maybe getting a little bit hot. Not able to hold it, but Adam back to the point at Daytona. White flag at the line for the stage. Who's it going to be? Got the 81 looking to his outside. Trying to take that top spot. Nobody's outside with him, though. White flag for the stage. Who's it going to be? Make your bets now. 81 with no help on the outside. Now Clayton and Kale, pretty good buddies. Who are they going to go with? Well, if Kale makes a move, is Clayton going to go with them? How aggressive will the 8 be to block? Clayton, the first one on the outside, he's going to jump out there with the 81 going to help him. 8's going to go up there and block it. They're going to be 3 wide for second down the backstretch. 81 gets to the back of the 8. Clayton's going to get shuffled up high. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead through turn 3. Through the center. 3 and 4. Off at turn number 4 for the stage. Coming back to the stripe. The 17 gets loose. Big wreck out back behind them. Few cars involved in it. Who's it going to be? At the line. It's going to be Adam, it looked like, getting the win. Maybe this is white flag. Did Doug not throw it? I don't think Doug threw it. This is going to be the white. My mistakes on that one. On that part. thought it was going to be lap 25, but I guess it's the completion of 25 now. So, still going to be side by side down the backstretch. Kale all over the back of the 8. 81 being pushed by the 13. 81 clear on the 8. Aggressive move, aggressive block. But it could work out for him. That leaves Clayton out to dry. But coming back for the stage. And caution is out now. Don't know what happened on that one. Caution is out. I have to go back and see what happened. Was there anybody in the back that spun? Not for sure. Can't seem to find it, but yeah, don't think it was anybody there. So trying to get a look at it. Doesn't seem to be many people, but everybody's running fine though. Everybody's still up running, so that is going to be Jeremy Horn getting the stage win, because I'm pretty sure that will be the stage. So congratulations, Jeremy, with that move. Ends up getting clear, and he ends up winning the stage. Caution came out before the line, but that worked out for him. So let them do pit stops, and then we'll go ahead and do an interview and kind of talk to him about that, what his move or what he was kind of thinking, and get an interview with Jeremy. So Jeremy, looking like Jeremy and Adam, two teammates there in the chat together. They seem to be working it and being the two out front so far in this deal. Two most dominant cars, and they're all coming to pit road now. So we'll see the 16 and the 20 stay out. Looks like almost everybody else is coming down pit road, but we'll go ahead and watch this pit stop here. See who's going to win the race off pit road, who's going to take tires. If anybody takes tires, we'll see. 81 clean into the box. Looks like Kale is going to win the race off of pit road. So let's go ahead interview Jeremy now. Jeremy ends up getting the stage win. Congratulations. Talk to me about kind of that last lap move. Ended up getting clear on the 8 of Adam and deciding just to come down on him. Make sure that you get clear. Kind of talk about that move and the last few laps on that stage.
Well, I had just learned that the stage breaks a point. So I was trying everything I could to get it done there.
Yeah, definitely ended up working out for you, getting it done. Seemed to be one of the most dominant cars so far during this deal. What is kind of your strategy up until the last 10 laps to kind of get to the end and end up winning this deal?
Well, right now everybody's being pretty calm, I think. I'm going to try to stay up front here and be in the mix until I have to use the fast repair, and then I'm going to be very, very friendly with everybody and ride at the back.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan. Congratulations on the stage win. Good luck the rest of the way.
I appreciate it, man.
He ends up winning the stage, Jeremy Horn, and we're also going to go ahead and interview Kale now. Comes off pit road first, see what his strategy is. Kale, got you in the booth with me now. You ended up winning the stage or race off pit road. Ended up working out for you. What was kind of the strategy call? And winning the race off pit road, not going to be starting at the front of the field, but won the stage or won the race off pit road. Got 2 cars in front of you. What's the stage or what's the strategy of the rest of this stage?
Reach the end without dying. That's my main goal, really. Just took gas, not tires. It don't really matter on super speedway, so took gas and prayed for the best, and it worked out. So hopefully we can get around the 16 and maybe just kind of lead it to the end and just survive. Hopefully I can get someone good to push me and they don't try to wreck, and they'll actually race. So
yes, sir. How much would you kind of rate the intensity level so far in this deal? Seems like everybody up front is being really aggressive. Then you got that second car back, just kind of trying to save that fast repair, I'm assuming. But what would you kind of rate the aggressiveness throughout the field so far?
10, because the 81 and the 8 were racing real hard right there. Like as the last lap, and I backed out about 100 times because I was afraid that they're going to start wrecking, and I was just trying to be smart with it.
Alrighty. Well, good luck the rest of the way, And stay safe, and hopefully see you at the end.
Yep, thank you.
Kale McClinney, my brother, ended up running pretty good at the end of this deal, so he's gonna be lined back up. P number 3 won the race off pit road, but pace car lights are out. Got the 16 and the 20, gonna lead them to the green now. To the more least experienced drivers at the front of this field, but don't gotta worry about it. Back into the restart zone they go for stage number 2. We're underway. See a few cars at the back getting a little squirrely. That was Clayton and Brady. Everybody seems to be still rolling though. Up at the front, let's go through and see. Got the 81 pushing the 20, got the 07 pushing the 16. Down the backstretch, the 20 is going to be clear. Few cars dropping out of line though. Ended up being further up than what they'd like at the start of this deal. And the 81 is going to go to the inside of the 20. You see the 9 and the 16 making contact now. Making big contact right there. That's going to be damage for the 16. Got the 9 with a little bit of left side damage, and this field out back being pretty smooth and conservative with it. You see Charlie to pit road. Maybe trying to get, don't know why he's coming to pit road, just had that yellow, but he's coming down to pit road. But back up to the front now. Big gap between kind of everybody, but the first 4 cars are single file. First 5 are going to be single file. The 52 of Joseph, he's going to be pushing the 81. Going to be pushing the stage winner. First stage winner of the season. And ends up being out front in this deal. Got the 16 to third. Battle for 4th. Not going to be too much of a battle now. Kale looks like he's going to be clear on Steven. Steven up 25 spots. He's the biggest mover at the start of this deal. If you see in the bottom left, 25 spots for him. Big moves for him throughout the field. Ended up staying out on that deal. Or coming out at the start. He's coming out of the pits at the front of the field. As you see Richard goes by him. He gets in line. Got Ted out back behind him. Call him Brother Ted. And they're kind of getting a little dicey now. 19 goes to the outside. Chris Bilo end up winning the few races. One of the road special road guys that we kind of consider in the league. Always as fast at them at the road courses. Loves the road courses. Talked to him a little bit after Watkins Glen race that we did. Ended up making the mistake on the white flag. Was on Charlie's back bumper, and he ended up spinning on the last lap and kind of costing him. It wasn't too bothered about it, and ended up working out for him. Still ended up P2, but he's up at the front in the top 5 at Daytona in the first race of the season. So a lot of guys that are didn't see much out of in the hosted races or recruitment races that we did up front. Only one that I can kind of think of is Jeremy, and a lot of these cars, maybe Clayton a little bit, but Clayton got Josh going to be working his outside. Try to get to the outside of the 9. They're going to be working together. 9 jumps up in front of them. 9 looks to go for a big side draft there. But still up front, the first 5 cars are single file. No one really committed to that top lane. Everybody, I think, kind of realized how aggressive everybody was being, and they jumped single file for this front pack. But a little bit deeper in the field, got Max out behind Ted, and then a few stragglers. Zach, Clay, Mike, Anthony, Adam, Brandon, and then a few of the guys at the back. They're just kind of coasting and just trying to survive. But we're going to go on board with Nick, arguably the best super speedway racer in the league. See these guys just kind of riding at the back. We'll go on board with him a little bit later, but see him and his teammates in Chad and Brady up in front of him. They're just trying to conserve them fast pairs, kind of talk to them before the race. They said that they were just going to kind of conserve them fashion pairs and see what they could do and manage with it as we go on board with Chris Pilo. P5 on that bottom line, just going to try to ride right behind the 07 truck. And seeming to work out for him so far. But a lot of cars in this deal are just a lot of the cars up front have a bit of damage. You see the right front damage on the 16, the right rear damage on the 07. I think Chris had a little bit of hood damage on the right front. 13 has a bit of right front damage. The 9's got right side damage. So a lot of the cars up at the front are damaged, and they're have to be careful with it. But everybody seems to be pretty calm so far, so we're gonna go crank it up and just listen to the sound at Daytona. The field's kind of split a few different ways. You see what I call more conservative drivers at the back, just trying to ride at the moment and get around. They're a few of the cars that were up front at the start of this deal, they're just realizing how aggressive it's gone, and they're all sitting in a single file line, being pretty conservative. And then you got the front runners that are battling for the lead, going for stage wins and all that. With 81, 52, 16, got the 76 up there, 07. They've been kind of the front runners kind of throughout this stage so far. But as we see, their aggression levels haven't really settled at all from the start of it. They've kind of sit single file, maybe a few try the top and just get up there before the stage. But yeah, definitely interesting to watch. Few cars trying to roll that outside. Josh, one of the OGs, he's trying to stay around the outside and make that top line work, and he's trying to get it done. You see Richard and Chris going to go up in front of him. So is the 52. So a lot of cars switching lanes now on lap 38, trying to work their way to the front. They're at the front, but trying to work their way to the lead and set themselves up for the stage win. See one on the wall off the corner. That was the 20 of Colin. But at the line, going to be the 52. Joseph leading that lap. Man, these trucks are fast. 180, 190, pretty much all the way around this deal. They're Daytona, one of the draft tracks. We'll have it in the playoffs later this season, so these guys are trying to learn. And try to learn as much as they can before that playoff race. And then we got Talladega and Atlanta, new super speedway that NASCAR repaved. See the front five all double file now, but a little update from race control. Black flag for the one for laying back far. So he's back on the lead lap though, and back in it. So, or he is a lap down, so he's gonna have to work his way through the field and get that lap back. The one black flag to lap for laying back so far. Had the 10 end up leaving, so unfortunate for him. Not sure the reason on that. He's out of this race. But everybody seems to be rolling fine so far. Front of the field. Racing hard. We're going to go on board with Richard now on that outside line. Right behind the 15. See that front? Ooh, front 2 get a big wiggle right there. The 16, he's just going to drop out of line. He's going to pit. Maybe fuel, but he's going to end up jumping out of line. That could stack up at the inside line pretty big, and it does. The outside line's going to get a little bit of a run now. 52 is going to be clear on the 81. Does he take it? It doesn't seem like it. He's going to get a good run off the corner. The way I like to run these tracks when I run these races and learn a little bit for Road to Pro, because I believe that's what's going to happen, is they're going to be 3 wide for second place. 15 going to go through the middle. It's going to work out for him. 52 gets shuffled back. Joseph going to lose a few spots, but he's still going to be clear and all right. Got the 15. That right side damage being pushed by the 24, but as I was saying, learned a little bit for myself for Road to Pro races I'm going to be doing, and the way I like to run super speedway races is kind of be conservative with it, but if I'm not first 2 in line, I don't like to push or side draft or nothing like that. I don't think side drafting is worth it at all at any point. For me, maybe coming to line, it's worth it, and that's kind of the way I think of it. I never side draft up until the line. I never side drafting, but these guys learning for the playoff race at Daytona. Kind of talk about the schedule a little bit before the end of this stage, as we got coming back to 7 laps to go. This race sponsored by Empire Gator, Joaquin and his driver development deal, so big shout out to him. Thank you, Joaquin, for sponsoring this race. We'll get a little bit better on more things later in the season with the sponsorship deal. Spots are still available for most races, but as we're going to talk about the stages, Auto Club next week, Irwindale, so we're going to go from Daytona to Auto Club. Going to go out west, Auto Club, Irwindale. Auto Club a big track, Irwindale a short track. So first 3 races are 3 different tracks, completely different tracks, and we'll see how everybody races, but everybody's being pretty aggressive so far as the 24 gets in line in front of the 81. They both leave the 52, and he's going to be hung out to dry. But then the first playoff race is going to be at Legacy Atlanta, as we see Clayton. He jumps off, and he's going to go to pit road this time. But Legacy Atlanta, Talladega, Sonoma, and Bristol are the first round of the playoff. So the way we kind of did it in the first round was a road course, a short track, a super speedway, and a 1.5 miles. And then that's similar to the second round with Las Vegas, Daytona, Martinsville, and Homestead. So 2.5 miles, Daytona and Martinsville for the playoffs. So gonna be fun to watch that. But we're back up the front now. Ooh, big blink for the 52 it looked like there. Let's see who's kind of dropping back. Looks like that 07, he's dropping back pretty far. See what he's doing. Maybe just trying to save fuel. But he dropped pretty far back, and you heard him say he just wanted to try to survive. As you see all the guys at the back, they come to pit road this time. That's Brandon, Adam, Anthony, Johnny, Mitchell. They all come down pit road that time. Smart move. They kind of been working together all race at the backfield, just trying to survive. As we were talking about survival, with the 07 dropping pretty far to the back. But everybody lined up and ready to roll here. But 07, he's dropping back, maybe trying to find his teammates, because Zach and Clay, he's in chat with them, so maybe they're going to come to pit road this time. Little bonus to be the announcer and kind of go through all the discords and be able to watch and see if anybody from the front pits this time. Doesn't look like it. We'll see if they come to pit road this time. No, but maybe they're just prepping for it. Kale going to drop back behind them. Maybe got a little bit of damage for it, so not going to be able to now. But seems like everybody has been rolling all clean so far. And but definitely fun to watch. They're going to be side by side back up for the lead. Once again, don't think it's been single file only for like 5-10 laps this race. It's been single file, and tire field's been side by side throughout the most of it. So fun to always fun to come to Daytona. Got so much racing, all the drafting, all that. So strategy definitely coming into play. Who's going to pit early and who's going to run out of fuel before the end of the stage. See a few cars pit and see if anybody peels off this time. Doesn't look like it. Drop a little bit further back. You see these three not going to pit. Kind of watching them because I feel like that's a pretty good pack. Zach and Clay, they've been running together all race and trying to save a little bit of fuel, or are able to, with them being a little bit further in the draft, able to kind of pedal it. Kel been up front battling, stuff like that. So he dropped back to his teammates, try to coast through it and get through. Kel been not working with his teammates so far. Kind of the only guy to do it. You see Everett Motorsports. They've been at the back trying to save the fast pairs and get through it. Kel split from his teammates. He's been trying to run up front and as much as he can. Now he's back working with Clay and Zach. So as we go back to the front, coming up on 2 to go for the stage. You see the 81 coming to pit road. So is the 17. 17 hard on the brakes. He's going to actually end up missing it. Entering pit road, but the 81 comes down pit road, and he's going to get fuel. But back up at the front, it's going to be battle for the stage. Got 3 laps to go. 15 and 52 out front. 24 pushing the 15. Joseph and Chris, both out front. Got Josh on the outside, Richard on the bottom, trying to push in that black and blue 24 paint scheme. He's going to get Chris clear. But we're coming back to 2 to go now when they hit the line. 2 laps to go now. Only 2 cars on the outside, so they're working that top side, trying to get it done, and fighting as much as they can for it throughout this deal. Go ahead and look at the chat real quick. Got Zachary Cook said, "Let's go salad." Kel McClinney's nickname. But got Go Colin. Let's go Colin. Get back up front. Slow and steady from the GTI guy. And Brett. So thank you guys for commenting and stuff like that. Definitely cool. Get people watching these races. But yeah, as we're coming back to the white flag for the stage, the 24 goes to the outside of the 15. That's going to be a big move. The 9's going to go with them now on the outside. The 15 gets hung out. 24 helped the 15 get to the lead. And actually, that was the stage, I believe. Yes, it was. Thought it was going to be at the completion of the lap like it was the last lap, or last time. But for the stage, that's how close it was. 24, 15 to the line. Chris ended up getting it. So Chris is the stage winner. He ends up getting it done at Daytona. Stage 2, we'll go ahead and interview him and get that going. But before then, I got the got a team owner in the booth with me, Greg, owner of Everett Motorsports and Everett Enterprises. Greg, what have you seen from your team so far? And talk about a little bit about your guys' strategy heading into this final part of this race.
Well, thank you for having me, Kane. It's been quite a race tonight. It's been quite a race. And we're trying to make it. It's a long race. My pit crews, the pit crews and the crew chiefs, they have their strategy. But the thing is to get to the end of the race. So that's what our goal is, to stay out of trouble, work with our teammates when we have to, and get to the end of the race.
Yes, sir. Been kind of watching your group, definitely. A few cars. I see a little bit of bump drafting in the backstretch. Maybe the 15 ran out of fuel on the backstretch. 24 getting pushed by them, but see a few of the cars being show right there in the bottom right. Got that all set up. Pretty proud of that, but 15 may have ran out of fuel.
Oh, yeah.
But your team's been looking good. You got probably, in my opinion, the 2 best super speedway racers in the league on your team. And then you got Brady, who can learn a lot from them too. Nick more on the mile and a halves and things like that. Chad on the short tracks and big tracks. So all in all, got a pretty good team looking through the field. So nice signings during the off season, things like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like you said, we have a pretty good team. We have a mixture, but we have some good drivers. And I think they can take us to where we will be in the playoffs. No doubt with that, you know.
Yes, sir. Well, good luck and go talk to your team now. And as we're coming down pit road, gonna kind of watch. I think the 15 did run out, so we'll have to ask him about that when we interview him. I know he's in a chat with Richard, so those two were working together and they ended up working out. So he gets help back to pit road, and let's go ahead and drag Chris back in here. Chris, stage 2 winner, ends up getting it done. Congratulations. How much?
Yes,
I know that you were working with Richard there. Did you run out of fuel by haps? You got to push back to pit road, so looked like it.
I sure did. Yeah, it's coming back to the line to kind of meet up with the pace car. I had like a half a gallon, so we were cutting it pretty close there.
Yeah, I know you and Richard are in a group together, so a few of the OG guys working together. That's pretty cool to see. But talk about your strategy kind of heading into this final race, or final stint in this race, and what your strategy is.
Definitely looking a little bit more at the fuel here. I'm going to keep more of an eye on that. You know, and just make sure that when it has to come down to a green flag pit stop that we get the drafting partner to get back out there, or things are going to get real tough.
Yes, sir. It's definitely going to be a strategy thing. Been asking a lot of the cars about strategy and things like that with fuel. Seems like everybody's pretty worried about fuel, but we see you, WTF Racing Season 3 champ, I see. P3 2021 Snowball Derby, P3 Coke 600. So got you on the Hero card deal. Thank you, Brandon, for making these. Appreciate it. But I'll drag you back in there. Good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully see you at the end.
We'll be here.
Alrighty. Chris, he's one of OG's. Maybe got a penalty there. Ended up going to the back now. But pace car pulls off into the restart zone. Final stage at Daytona is green. You see Mike out to the front. Call him Logo Man. He's out front now at Daytona. Got Steven in behind him in the 976 on that bottom line. Let's see how much. Got a lot of laps left in this deal. Let's see how still almost half the race left in it. So we'll have to see kind of how much the aggression ramps up now going through this final stage. But first 5 are single file. See the first Everett Motorsports truck, Brady Watts, up into the top 5. He's doing a solid job. Got Clayton behind him, Nick and Chad, 2 of Brady's teammates there. So they've all kind of made their way up to the front. You see Everett Motorsports moving through the field. Like I've been saying, probably the most intimidating team for this season. Got 2 OGs that are in it, and Brady, a newer guy to the league, but could definitely learn a lot from them too, and arguably got 2 of the best super speedway racers in the league with them. So a lot of cars all together now. Battle for the lead though between Mike and Josh. Got the 9 of Steven on the bottom pushing him, the 52 of Joseph behind Josh. So who gets the run off the corner? They're going to be that top side. Josh going to have a chance to get in behind, or get in front of Mike. Will he take it? Doesn't look like it. They're going to stay up. Now they get clear on the back straightaway, or on the front stretch, just after the tri-oval. 76 is going to get clear, but 52 and 8 don't go with him. They're going to keep rolling that top line. It's going to take a few laps for momentum to build up. for the bottom once again, but few cars. Ooh, the 8's going to be just clear on the 76. That's going to put the 52 out to kind of dry on that outside line. I was going to comment, got Horn Racing on the outside of Jeremy Horn, Brandon, and Adam. They're all lined up on that top side, or were, and now they're not anymore. So Adam being pretty aggressive on the blocking this early. That could cost him later or soon. It's always a matter of if, not when, at Daytona. Will the big one strike? Or when will it strike? And all in all, it's been pretty clean. But you feel the intensity ramping up and getting a little bit more and more each lap as we complete it. Still got over 30 laps to go. So these guys are being pretty aggressive. 30 laps to go is kind of when I'd say start ramping up the aggression a little bit and put yourself in position to be at the front of the still. But the guys at the front are the ones making the aggressive move. So definitely going to be watching the front the rest of the race because it is questionable. But we see the 76 come up just a little bit on the 52. Got Jeremy here, dropped back pretty far. He was on the back bumper of the 3, and that dropped back with him. But Mitchell and Johnny were actually in the chat with them. So 5 cars of Horn Racing up at the front. Them 5 are making it work. One leading on the bottom, one pushing the guy on the outside. And then just helping all throughout the field, kind of this front pack. But definitely cool to see. Big wiggle out of everybody at the front. Oh, big wiggle out of the 52. 3 all over his back bumper. 52 is going to be clear. Will he take it? Doesn't look like it. They're still trying to stay at the top. 52 to the point. On lap 59. On lap 60. Come back to 40 laps to go. Ooh, you see the 76 jump out of line, and the 8 gets in the back of the 52. And that jumped him sideways. You got 3 cars on the outside. Hard on each other's back bumper. That's going to be Brandon, Mitchell, and Johnny. All 3 of them might be clear on the exit of turn number 4. They might jump back down in front of them, and that'll lose a lot of momentum from that outside line, I think, if that happens. But seem 2 cars always can get clear, it looks like, on the top line. Never seen a 3rd car, so we'll have to see if that builds up. But they're all going to still re-roll on top. Brandon to the point on lap 60. 40 laps to go at Daytona. As we kind of look throughout the field, we'll kind of coast a little bit further back. You got the Everett Motorsports trio. Nick, Brady, and Chad. They're just lurking at the front of the pack. They kind of built their own pack at the back. It was saving fascia pairs. But you can see they're kind of lifting quite a bit and just cruising. Not trying to be all over this front pack, but be in it. And looks like it's working out for them so far. But you see this backpack. Got quite a few cars. Got stage winner in it of the 15. He's back here leading it. And a lot of cars that are just trying to save and survive, waiting for the big one, I'm assuming. They're all just kind of cruising at the back, but still in the top 20. But front of the field, starting to ramp up. Got 2 elite cars at the front, 2 similar paint schemes. The same paint scheme, just flip colors, and the 8 and the 3. They're out front and leading this deal. Off of turn number 4. Who's going to lead it at the line on lap 62? Who's going to lead it? 2 elite cars battling to the line. Looks like it's going to be too close to call that one. No clue. At the line, Adam actually ended up getting it. Ends up switching just by a little bit. And they may have tied. Don't know what that was at the line. Had to go back and look on the on the results or whatever. Ooh, you see one car spinning down the back straightaway. Don't know who that was. We're still green. I believe that was the 52. Go back and take a look on that. Looks like he's behind the 8 car. Trying to push him. 8 saves it. So he just gets in the back of the 8. He checks up for it, and the 9 doesn't. And it spins the 52. No yellow. We're still running. Good save by the 52. Immediately locks it down. Gets it back rolling. Keeps it off the wall. And he's good. A little bit further back than this kind of pack at the back that are just trying to survive. But they get through it. So no yellow. Only 1 car spun. So I think that's why they didn't throw it. But biggest mover of the race, the 3 truck, Brandon Bass, out at the front. WTF media guy. Been doing a lot of that. Been helping us with a lot with the media stuff and making the hero card. So big shout out to Brandon. Appreciate you making that. But 4 horn cars up at the front leading this deal side by side. Been the dominant team so far in this deal. You see the 8 of Adam. So 5 cars in that horn racing chat. They're going to be, I believe, all top 5 spots right there. Yes, they are. Top 5 at the line that time was all horn racing cars. So definitely the dominant team so far. So got Everett Motorsports in the field. Got some of the guys that are just kind of in the admin chat working together, in the normal chat all together. So a lot of cars that could still jumble this sucker up. Got the Captain Rapid team. Charlie, Joaquin, Max. They're all somewhere throughout the field. Kale, Clay, Zach, throughout, all at the back, kind of riding. They're all together, but in front of the field hasn't lightened up on the aggression. They're all still pushing pretty hard. See Brandon out front. We'll have to go and check a look or take a look after this race and see who's led the most laps and kind of things like that. Be cool to put. I'll probably put it at the end of the video. So if you're watching the highlight version of this deal, where it's just kind of green flag laps, we'll see who led the most and stuff like that. Update from race control. It's going to be an EOL for the 9 next race. Guess cause 2 spins or 2 things there. So he's going to get a EOL at the start of the next race. Unfortunate for him. Just got to be careful on the bumpers. Somewhere, I'll kind of read the rules that we have right now. You cause 1 wreck, 1 spin, or 1 caution, whatever. That's an EOL this race. You cause 2, EOL gets EOL this race and then the next. So EOL at the start of the next race, and then you cause 3rd one in 1 race. You're gonna get parked for the race that you're running currently and 1 race suspension. So definitely got to be careful on that bumper, being bumper heavy and pushing it, especially at these super speedways and short tracks. Could definitely mix it up, but yeah, gonna be watching it. Watching that 9 now. And he'll have to start at the back next race, so he'll be making a bunch of moves. But Brandon's still the biggest mover up, 27 spots. See the 9. He's still up with a bunch of spots. Of 27 spots. Clayton going to bail out on the front stretch, maybe getting too aggressive for his liking. He's going to go low on the apron and let all of them by. But single file now. Everybody's going to get out there. Maybe they're not working together too well in horn racing. They're switching lanes and kind of dividing. They haven't really single filed out yet. 94 gets clear on the 3. Not a hole for the 81 to follow him. But they're still racing pretty hard and trying to just work. Oh, the 3 gets on the back of the 81. That gets him a little loose. They save it, though. Brandon looks to be thinking about going 3 wide. Not going to be able to, though. He thinks better of it. Got Johnny and Mitchell on the bottom. Brandon and Jeremy on the top. Jeremy, the consistently the fastest guy so far in this race. Been up front the most, seen him the most up front. him and Adam, I'd say. And two of the more aggressive guys in this deal, and it seems to be kind of working out for them. We're going to go and crank it up and listen to what everybody's kind of talking about in the chat. So I'll get that set up and underway. Here we go.
That was my fault. Anytime it bumps me though, it gets me way loose. I don't mind it one. I still can barely tell what you're saying.
Go high, last card.
Why'd you split for it?
28 coming out of the pits. I'll stay low. Because I'm holding my lane. That's what I'm doing. You guys are the passing truck. You're the ones supposed to go around me.
You see
I just
52 in the wall, but they end up making contact. 52 goes in the wall. Charlie trying to hold that bottom line. Still a lap down from earlier, that early penalty. But you see the 28 car coming out of pit road. You heard him say he's going to stay low. Good on the apron. Smart move by him. Going to have to be careful coming back up. He doesn't. Good move by him, but Charlie going to try to race his way. Still a lap down, but still manageable as there are still 30 laps to go. Completed at the line now, so 30 laps to go. Marker has been hit. The way I like to judge it and get my aggression level, kind of pick it off, is go 10% more every 20 laps ish. So I kind of start at 50 and then go up 10% every about 20 laps in a 100 lap race or so. So we'll see. By last 5 laps, it's definitely got to be at 100%. Unless you're about where I'd say Max or Chad or kind of the Everett Motorsports group is at the moment. A lot of these guys at the back are just trying to ride it. Zach and Kale. They've been just riding together, not trying to use fast pairs, be nice and easy together, and go on board with Kel for a few laps. See him pushing. On board with him for a second. We'll jump up to the front field, and see what they're all looking at. On board with Nick. See what he's looking at. Sees the back bumper to 79 a lot in this race. Brady out back behind him. We'll go on board with Nick right here as he's looking out front. Everybody's single file in front of him. He's trying to keep the 79 with him and in the draft. Go up to Clayton here. See he's behind the 3 Elite truck. Big move from the 9. Goes underneath the apron just a little bit, but saves it, keeps it digging. Hear a lot of lifting out of the 13. Nothing by his doing, just trying to survive and keep in it. He's looking out back behind with Nick and Brady. A lot of those cars. A lot of good cars there too. But everybody's single filed out now. 9, big swerve, little bobble. Go back up front, lead. Be able to take his lap back, but all the cars come to pit road this time now. A lot of cars, all the elite cars come to pit road. Horn Racing elite cars. Except for Jeremy. Jeremy, kind of the owner of that team, I called it, was Horn Racing. We'll have to get with them and kind of officiate in up the team names and things like that. But all in all, still rolling. Those few cars come to pit road. A lot of cars that stay at the back are coming now. 81. So this is the front of the field now. So see Nick finally up to the front. He's up there, and he's trying to get up to the front now. Oh, big wreck on the front stretch. That's going to be the 9, the 98, the 51. No yellow so far. Will race control throw it?
Oh. Fuck.
Greg, go back in your chat. But you see the 9 ends up spinning. Go back. No yellow on it yet from race control. See what happened on that. We'll go a little bit of aerial cam. See the 9 ends up just braking right in front of the 13. 13 gets to the back of him. Nowhere for him to go. They make contact. He comes up into the front of the 98. And it's on from there. 2 Everett Motorsport cars. They make contact. Looked like the 9 was just trying to come to pit road, and he ended up causing that one. He stops in the box and gets back going. But unfortunate for Greg Enterprises and Everett Motorsports. Here, Greg, he was in the chat at the time of the yellow, or of it happening. And here his displeasures with it. See a few cars coming to pit road. Ooh, Zach ends up missing it. Kell's maybe made it. Not for sure if Kell made it that time. Zach definitely did not. He's off in the grass trying to save it. So that team had to see. Did Kell get a penalty for that? I'm not for sure. I wouldn't be shocked. Let's actually go check entries. We can see if he does have a black flag. He doesn't. He made it somehow. That's what we're looking at. See Chad and Brady with meatballs. Unfortunate for them. Nothing that they can kind of do about it. But all the luck of super speedway racing. The 9 ended up causing that one. So we'll have to see what the call is from race control. Ended up being in that one. But as the field kind of goes back out, the first few cars to pit was this group right here. And now that they pitted, they're back out front and leading this deal. 76 laps complete. Only 1 natural yellow so far. Everybody's been running pretty clean. But this is the front of the field. Should cycle through now, unless someone else has stayed out. But I believe everybody has pitted. It has. Nick is the only other car, which I don't know where he is. He is now come off pit road alone, without his teammates now, and no help. So he's going to be on his own when he gets up onto the banking. Not going to be able to catch him, and going to be out of the draft. He loses his teammates, and that's what this track is mostly about. Staying with your teammates who you can work with, who's your friends at the end of it. But he's got a big group out back behind him in the 81, the 6, the 13. Got Zach just left pit road after his penalty. 52 also a lap down. But a few cars coming up on him, so maybe they'll be able to work together and catch back up to that front field. But no more guaranteed yellows, no more stages, nothing like that. Lap 78 completed. We're on lap 78 for the leaders. Nick trying to stay high and just drop back to them. But a lot of cars having problems entering pit road, and it's definitely been a show. So I'm going to put it on static cam, and we're going to go crank it up once again. Be right back. we're back in the action. You see a lot of cars out at the back in that group. See Nick's climbing onto the back of them. A few lap down cars, and Zach and Joseph in it, but still running strong. Jeremy Gilbert out of that front group that is in the same Discord chat with them. So gonna be watching this group and see if they're catching it at all. But we're gonna be rolling here and come back to 18 to go when these guys cross the line. Don't know if anybody else is going to have to pit. We'll see. I don't think the fuel is able to make it the rest of the way. All in all, been a clean race. So we'll have to see what strategy and make it on things. But definitely going to be watching that deal. Oh, see 2 cars making contact. The 8 and the 1, they make big contact. 1 ends up saving it. Go back and look at that. The 8 is underneath them. He's underneath them. Just 1 kind of holds him down. And that spreads this group up just a little bit more. They're going to have Johnny and Brandon running away. Those 2 are the leaders. Then the 8 and the 1 are going to have to work together after that contact. So watching them, you see the 9 lead pit road, the 20 and the 76 going to be lapped down. The 76 is going to come across the nose in the 94. Good save by Josh. Ends up coming down on him. Going to just pull it to the inside. He's going to come back up on the track. He's going to spin. He's going to spin right in front of the 9. They're going to make contact right in front of the field. Big wreck. Caution is out. The 6 gets involved in that. 76 had opportunity to save it in the grass, just spin it out to the inside, and he overcorrects right in front of the field. And you see right in front of the 9, comes up the track, and from an outside view, the 6 gets damage in it, but I think he's the only one to get damage in it. We're going to go ahead and interview Brandon now, one of the racers in the Horn Racing chat. Brandon ended up, well, you're the leader now for this. Going to be around 14 lap shootout to finish it off here at Daytona. What's it going to take to stay out front, and what do you think it's going to take to finish this race?
Well, hopefully I got the right guy on my bumper. Just hold a smooth line and keep the line tight, and maybe we can keep it up front through the try. We'll come to the checker.
Yes, sir. Going to have to be careful with it. Obviously, you've been working with quite a few guys. Who are you looking forward or trying to work with heading into these last few laps?
I'm really hoping that Johnny and Mitch can come up here and work with me. I think they'll be the most dedicated. But if I can get back hooked up with Horn or either Caps, we're still a happy camper.
Yes, sir. We'll be watching, so go let the rest away.
Thank you, sir.
Brandon Bass. He's been fast on these restrictor plates. First race we ran with him was here at Daytona. He was here or Talladega, I believe, but I know it was Super Speedway, and he was showing out. So definitely fun to watch. But you see, on the outside, he's made his way from the back, being conservative. He's to the front. Nick Sipple in that 75 truck doing a special deal before we get going. Doing a special deal for I believe it's for veterans and things like that. Doing a special paint scheme for them. So any money that he makes off of any races, or if he wins tonight, he's going to be donating the $25 it is to win to that group of his choice. So $25 to them. So cool from the young guy, Nick. We'll pull up his deal there. 14 years old, loves tacos, 2-time Daytona 500 champion, IRacing Daytona 500 champion. So he's up to the front now and be rooting for him for that cause. But gonna be watching him. He's finally up to the front. Not gonna have his teammates around him. He'll be on his own, but I think he'll be all right. Be able to get it done. But cool cause he's got. But Brandon's still the biggest mover, up 27 spots from the start of this race. Here we go. 12 laps to go at Daytona to decide the winner. See what's going to happen. Pace car lights are off. We're coming to the green. In the restart zone they go. Off and underway. Brandon with a pretty good restart. He's out front. Got to have Nick jump and get clear on the 81. 17 trying to side draft pretty hard on the front straightaway. Going to be smart. Just kind of let that first few cars get going, but it's going to single file out now. A lot of cars are going to be single file. First, looks like 10 spots pretty much are going to be, first 7, 8 spots are going to be single file on that bottom line other than Mike, and he's going to get shuffled out there, not able to get clear, and see how much he's dropped back with no help. So that's unfortunate for him. So far, not able to get in still, but pretty much everybody else has. We'll see going through the trial oval though. Got the 81 going to go to the outside of Brandon. He's going to be looking to that outside line. They're going to be side by side once again for the lead. Nick pushing the 3, and Mike pushing the 81 on the top. Brandon's going to end up getting clear. Nick, one of the best pushers in the lead, got Brandon on his nose. Field's starting to bunch up little by little now as we get within 10 laps to go, this time at the line. You feel the intensity starting to pick up already. This front field is going to be fun to watch. Who's going to lead the lap? Nick's going to end up going high. Going to come down side draft just a little bit. Going to try to run away. He's going to lead at the line. Looks like that time it's going to be Brandon, but they're going to be side by side battling for the lead. Still at Daytona. 24-car field. All to play for here at Daytona. 81, the teammate of the 3 and the 8, has been working with the 94 and 187 all race. So we'll see kind of what his strategy is. Obviously, in his best interest would be to push Nick out clear and get around the 3 and that bottom lane, but not going to be looking to do that, I don't think. See if he plays into his team's ideas. But Nick all on his own so far. Few cars at the back as we're seeing Chad, his other teammate, he's a lap down still, so he's hoping for a wreck to get back on lead lap. Saw Brady leave pit road, so his teammates are out of it. Got Clayton there sneaking back up his way through the field. Haven't talked about kind of these middle pack guys. Richard, he's made his way on that outside line. The push is definitely starting to hype up. I was going to start talking about a few people, but now the intensity in the front, they're starting to push hard now. That front lane, trying to push that 81 all over the back bumper of the 75. You're going to have to be careful with it. Like I said earlier, the big one hasn't struck yet. And now we're within 10 to go. Most of the field does have fast repairs, I do believe. But still would be a risk to use one. And unfortunate to use one, have that little safety cushion. But we're getting close to the end of this deal. Who's going to be the one to make the move? Got the 81 pushing aggressive on the back bumper of the 75. Got the 13 behind him. Nowhere really for these guys in the back. The 17, 24, 19, 21. A lot of these guys just can't really go anywhere with everybody in front of them not going. So they're just trying to ride and get through. Maybe see only 3 cars on the top line now at the front. Everybody's trying to fight for that bottom and just kind of get in line. But see that 21? He's stuck on that bottom line in a black and yellow scheme. But see, Zach was a lap down a few laps ago. He's worked his way up on that outside line. He's 4th on that outside line in that Valvoline bright yellow number 55 truck. As we see the 17 get turned at the back, he gets turned. Caution comes out. We're going to re-rack him and stack him once again. Luckily happened kind of at the back. We'll see what happened there. The 07 gets in the back of him, just not able to get off him. He ends up turning the 17 into the wall. Go on board with Chad as we see him in the back. See him checking up and lifting. Sees the 07 in front. They're starting to get pretty aggressive, and he sees him get turned and go on board as we see the 07. Him trying to push the 17 just as they're all stacking up. Nowhere for the 17 to go, so 07 trying to push it, pushes him into the 19. 19's all over the 21. He just gets out of line and gets into his right rear, and wild hit for Mike, and I think that was the 52 on the outside. Nowhere to go for him. Just all door numbers, and actually ends up blinking out. But they get back going, and we're going to get them back going and send them to the green. Let's go interview him about the cause of that paint scheme. Nick, got you in the booth now. Nick, I know that you're running that paint scheme for a special reason. You're up at the front. Talk to us a little bit about that paint scheme and what you're trying to do with it, and how you made your way to the front.
Well, I had a lot of help from teammates before, when we were running under green before that yellow came out. Unfortunately, both teammates got wrecked, but Chad should be on lead lap now, so that's good. But yeah, we made it to the front. We got Everett Enterprises on here, main sponsor. One thing them, one thing Greg, team owner. But we got Fisher House. It's a great military organization. They help a lot of veterans. So if we win this race, I know there's a little bit of payout. Money's gonna go to that. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this car. They can win it.
Yes, sir. Definitely a cool reason. Definitely going to be rooting for you with the great cause that you got going on. So good luck the rest of the way, and hopefully see you at the end.
Thank you.
Nick Sipple up to P number 2 here at Daytona. He's going to be up 19 spots as we see in the bottom left. Right down here, he's up 19 spots. Brandon's still up that 27. Got Brandon on the pole for this restart. Nick to the outside. Going to have Johnny and Jeremy behind them. Here we go. Pace car lights are off. Pace car is off. It's going to be a 3-lap shootout here at Daytona, and we're green. Back underway. Good restart for Brandon there. He's going to be clear on Nick if he needs it. See the 8 pushing Jeremy. Or pushing Johnny. Mistake. Jeremy. Going to get clear on Zach and on Nick. He's going to leave him out, but Clayton going to have a run now. Clayton to the outside. First car on the top. Going to have the 8 and the 81 to the top now. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. Heading into turn number 3. Both elite cars at the front of the field. These guys have been up front. Probably the few most experienced guys pushing in this deal. Ooh, they're loose on the top line. Ooh, still loose. 8. Good save throughout the entire front straightaway. Complete a lap 98 that time. Got the first 5 cars single filed out. Jeremy's dropped back with no help on the outside. Now he's got Zach on the top. And here comes Zach's teammates, actually, and Clay and Kale. So they're going to be trying to work that top line, but Nick gets actually shuffled out. He tries to make the move. No one ended up going with him. That's going to stack up the inside line just a little bit, but here comes his help. Clayton, 81, Zach, they're all going to be on the top line, helping Nick now. At the line, going to complete lap 98. On lap, oh, you see the, oh, big wreck now. Johnny gets turned to the wall. No yellow, we're still green. Have to see what happened on that deal. Looked like it was the 8. Just got into a bad spot on his right rear. Nick tries to avoid it. He gets doored a little bit. Believe he's all right, though. He's going to come up the track. He's still running for it, but with that right side damage, I don't know. No yellow. Got the 8 and the 3 out front. Come back to the white flag. 8 to the top. 81 and 13. Big run down the back straightaway. They make contact. 13 to the back of the 8. They're both going to spin. The 07 to the wall. Big wreck out back. They're flipping everywhere. 19 not able to make it through. He gets in the Ted. Let's go back and see what happened on all those incidents. So we see the 8 gets into the back of Johnny. That spins him high. Yeah, just on the right rear. Ends up getting involved in that. Then we'll go back here. That stacks up the field and gets a big gap between the 13 and the 94. See, they have a huge run. The 8 goes to the top. Clayton tried to push him. Maybe consider going to the top. As soon as they touch, they went low, made contact. The 13 gets clipped, kind of wheel hops. The 07, he ends up hitting the wall. But you see the 13 just not able to save it. He comes up the track and clips. Oh, 24 goes hard in the air, or high in the air. He goes onto the 6's hood, up in the air. 20 almost able to make it through. Chad makes it through. Does he save it? No, almost hits his teammate. He saves it after the wall. No, he ends up spinning. Almost makes it through that after seeing them wreck up front. Let's go on board with him and kind of see what he saw through it. Not able to see much. Just sees Clayton's rear bumper. He sees him come up the track. He makes it through. Banking gets him loose, and it's on from there. He ends up spinning right then, and they made contact. Tries to save it, but it's a junkyard now on that bottom lane. Let's go back and see what Clay saw. He's not got anybody with him, but he was pretty far back. Didn't slow up much until he saw the track kind of clutter. Saw everybody up there, nowhere for him to go. Sees the 20, and he goes in the 79 after he spins. So it all comes down to this. Been waiting all off season to have a finish at Daytona. First race of the season. First race of the season at Daytona to be decided right now. Pace car lights are off. It's going to be Adam and Brandon leading them to the green. Jeremy and Zach behind them. Here we go. Pace car off into the restart zone. Back underway here at Daytona. Green, white, checkered finish. A few cars here. See Kale with the right side damage. 3 cars on the bottom ended up getting clear. They had all a good restart. Ended up working out for him. Zach going to try to work that outside line. Not going to be able to. First 5 cars are going to be single file. Nick gets in front of Chad. Nick trying to work his way around Kale. He's going to be to his outside now. Zach, first one to the top. They're all going to make the move. They're all going to try to block it in the front. It's not going to work out for him. Nick, how aggressive will he be on this push? He pushes the 55 out there. He's going to try to go 3 wide in the middle. Nick to the middle on the back bumper of the 81. Here they go. Back to the white flag this time. Moves being made throughout the field. White flag this time. Nick on the back of the 81. Brandon on the back of the 8. White flag this time. It is official. Whatever happens. First one back to the line. Zach on the back bumper of the 75. Nick to the lead. He comes down. Not clear. They're going to wreck. The 55 is going to make it out. The 07 gets involved. 19, 94. All going to be involved, but the 55 is going to be the first one to make it out. He makes it out of the big one. We'll have to go back after the race and look, but Zach down the back stretch. He ends up getting through. Got 2 cars behind him, Brandon and Jeremy. Not going to be close enough. Zach survives the big one. survives the big one, survives the last lap restart, and Zach is going to win the first race at Daytona. What a finish. What a wreck, really. Let's go back and look at that. You see they were 3 wide all over the field right there. Go from a top cam. You see the 8 come up a little bit into the 15. And that puts the 28 in the wall. But Nick thought he was clear on the 81 and just wasn't. And everybody got involved in it. 81, the 3 make it out. 07 gets hooked. Brady into the back of his teammates in the his teammate in the 51. He gets shipped out of it. Brady a lap down most of this deal. He was a lap down still at the end. Johnny ends up P4. Adam, Nick P5. So we're looking on the ticker, but what a finish! Just Nick trying to be too aggressive, try to get down, and just wasn't on the 81, and it cost him and kind of gave Zach the win. So top 3, please wait. Go into the normal iRacing chat or WTF Racing chat, and I'll drag you guys. Just be ready for interviews. So Zach ends up surviving the last green white checkered. He ends up winning it at Daytona, and he's going to be celebrating dual burnouts. Go ahead, drag him in now. You see Brady ends up giving him a celebratory bump draft. Let's go ahead and interview him now. Zach, the Daytona winner, first race of the season, ends up getting it done. Congratulations. Talk us through that last few laps and kind of what you were thinking and what you saw right there.
Well, the restart didn't go the way I was planning. I kind of got hung out to dry a little bit. So it was just whoever was going to come up in front of me, I was going to push them as hard as I could. And just try to make a move coming to the line at that point. And wreck happened and kind of next to me that I was able to work around. So kind of worked out for me. Just pure luck.
Definitely was a wild one for that last restart. Know that you had your teammates kind of working with you, and Clay and Kale, they helped you get to the front. But talk us through kind of what your guys' strategy throughout the race was. I know that you guys were kind of riding at the back a lot during it, but kind of what your guys' strategy was during it, and yeah.
Yeah, we were just trying to stay out of trouble and savor faster pairs. And the third stage got off to a rough start. We were kind of not paying as much attention on where everybody was. We ended up getting caught up behind all the groups, and then try to link up with the second big group and try to catch back up. But it was just getting too racy, and we weren't gaining any ground. So we decided to try to get to the front of that and just stay where we are and hope for a good pit cycle, which I didn't have. Hit the brakes and immediately locked up like I was driving a GT3 car. But yeah, I got lucky with the caution, was able to get my lap back, and then we all linked back up and just knew that we could push each other and we were going to give each other the room to race and when it came down to it, and worked out for one of us.
Yes, sir. Definitely a fun one to watch. Obviously, you were a lap down on it. Saw you a lap down earlier and ended up coming back and winning it. So congratulations. Who would you like to thank?
Thanking my boys, Clay and Kale, for sticking with me, even though wasn't having the best race there in the middle going, but they stuck through and hopefully I can push one of them to a win here soon.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations, and on the race win, race number 1 of the season goes to Zach. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
That the race winner, Zach, ends up getting it done. Guy that can show up as much as he can. Definitely would be competing for the championship if he was able to show up week in and week out. But it was a blast. So, gonna do a few more interviews here. Let's go ahead and interview Jeremy. Jeremy, you ended up P2 in that deal. Not what you wanted, but ended up kind of what happened, and talk us through that last lap and kind of what you saw from your point of view.
I really don't know what happened. 75 thought he was clear and came down or got bumped down there. I'm not sure. And round he went. Just hate for the guys back at the shop.
Yeah, definitely not the way you wanted to end it, but solid run. P2 was up front a lot of the race. Probably had one of the most laps led. But P2 points race, race 1 of the season. So good points day for you. What are you kind of looking forward to the rest of the season, and kind of where's this put your mindset?
Well, I like to got my first win out of the way, but I guess we'll just go, and I think it's Auto Club next week. I'll just try it next week and do the best I can.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations on P2. Who would you like to thank?
Jesus. All for Jesus.
I like it. Well, congratulations, P2.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Germany came up just a little bit short there. Wasn't able to get it done. Now we got Brandon here. Going to interview him now. Brandon just able to get through it. Pop up his card there. Ended up getting through it. Was just kind of at the right place at the right time. Was not in a great spot last bit. We'll go ahead and interview him now. Brandon Bass. Brandon ended up P3. Probably not where you wanted to be, but ended up working out for you kind of through that last wreck. Talk us through that last wreck and kind of what you saw and how you ended up P3.
Well, there wasn't nothing but a roadblock in front of me during the wreck. I just kind of got lucky and was able to, I guess you say, bulldoze my way through it. Got behind Horn and just couldn't really suck up to him after the nose contact I had. Couldn't really get him a shot at getting around to 55. I want to congratulate the 55 on the win, though, Zach. He's a well-deserving driver to have that win. Just disappointed. Really wanted that checker flag tonight. Seen it, looking at it, smelling it, and it just didn't come to me.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch. You were up front most of the race. I know that you were in the Horn Racing room and had a lot of your teammates with you throughout the race. You did getting the hard charger up 25 spots, so little bonus for you. But who would you like to thank?
I want to thank all my guys that worked with us tonight: Johnny Tubbs, Mitchell, Horn, and Adam. I mean, we done a phenomenal job executing all night, staying out of trouble and getting out front when we needed to be. I think a little net code interfered with our finale, I reckon you could call it. But I think Johnny had a little bit of net code issue, and it ended up causing a wreck there at the end. But I want to thank Doug and Greg Everett for sponsoring, and I want to thank Cade for broadcasting. Hopefully we got a good turnout on the views tonight.
Yes, sir. I think we did. Got a lot of comments and people watching, so definitely get it out and get out the highlights version and just kind of under green flag running. But it was fun. Congratulations on P3, and good luck the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
All right, that's going to end up doing it for Daytona. First race of the season. End up getting it done. Zach, congratulations, Zach. Working with a bunch of guys throughout the race. That's kind of what it came down to. Ended up working with Nick. Try to get him out front. He did, and Nick just wasn't clear. And ended up causing the big one at the last bit. Wasn't clear, and worked out for Zach, being nice about it, and it worked out for him. So congratulations, Zach, on the win, and guess that'll be all. So thank you guys, whoever watched the stream. Shout out, appreciate it. We'll be starting at the same time next week. 7:30 practice goes up, and then 8:30 race, and I'll be streaming EST time. So I'll be streaming about 8:25, or I'll start the stream for everybody to watch. But appreciate it. Joaquin for the sponsor, Empire Gator. Big shout out to him. Thank you for that and sponsoring. Ended up being a good race, so hopefully it showed. But thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. See you on the next one. Goodbye.